Hi, myself Reshma, architect from Coimbatore, also practicing in the south part of Kerala. I'm basically a landscape architect, but moved into renovation projects say around 8 years back when I first got a facelift work. Then I started doing a lot of renovation works. One of the renovation work which is very close to my heart, I will just give a small storyline about it. It's a very small 6-cent property, and it's just a normal ground floor looking house. And all what the client wanted, what the out of box look. There were a lot of space constraints. There were a lot of gaps which you had to fill. So it takes some time to build the entire idea, how to bring it about. We can't take a structure near to it because it's just a very small 5-cent property. So then we had to cantilever some of their building areas so that the first floor looks lavish. So then finally what we got was from 1,200 square feet, we could convert it into a nearly 3,400 square feet area. So G+2 was our final structure which came up. The existing house just have a small car park and a small sit out and living cum dining cum pantry, everything together in one small space, and 2 small bedrooms with 1 common toilet and 1 attached toilet, and a small kitchen and a pantry which was not accessed from the kitchen, rather it was from the dining and then to the exterior of the house. So this was one constraint. So here what we took up is that living was what we had a big problem because it could not accommodate a proper the living, dining, everything was together in one space. So we wanted to sort it in a way that basically in South India where everybody wants to go enter only a living room and then a dining. So this monotony was broken, and I told the client, let's do one thing. I'll give you a divider kind of a thing where your dining table will not be seen, whereas you will be created a small foyer right in the main door, and we will divide that and give it onto your left side a small dining space. And then through that we'll enter to the kitchen, and from the kitchen to the pantry, and then you can go to the outer area of the house through that way. Then one of the ground floor bedroom, well, there was only 2 bedrooms in that house basically, and so one small bedroom, I told them let's knock it off the walls, take it as one linear segment. There was a small study space earlier, study cum puja like that. So I told let's take that linearly and take one 10 by 10 slab, cut it open, take a small staircase pocket up. So there was a small staircase well created, and the other bedroom got converted into a small living which was in the dining. So this living is a very small dining just for the guests who just come for say 5-10 minutes, maximum half an hour just to sit and go. Rest, the private living was created upstairs on the next level on the top of the car porch. Earlier car porch was a small 10 by 10, now I had cantilever on both sides of the car porch so that upper living looks bigger. So I made them climb around 14 steps to reach that level, because car porch level you don't have to go to the roof level. The level of the car porch area was on a level slightly lower than the actual slab of the house. And from there we created a very interesting staircase area, another 4-5 steps to the master bedrooms of the house, which was on the first floor, which we created later on. This house was generally only ground floor. We created all the other their personal spaces on the first floor of the house, where the private living came up, and then there a small study area came up, 2 bedrooms with both having dressing rooms and a nice 60 square feet, quite a neat toilet, and there was a space for 3rd bedroom also, which we converted into a office room for the couple, because a couple wanted to have a in-house office space because they didn't want to use their living or their bedrooms for sitting and working, as both were meant to be sitting at and working from home. And that particular 3rd bedroom's toilets was then converted into a pantry for their office, because if they are working during the late hours or the morning times, they could always use their pantry as their refreshment areas. And apart from this, they had the child who wanted a playing area on the top. Next, 2nd level of the entire terrace we covered with the Kerala roofs, under which I took up the height of the roof quite high so that I can achieve a small play area and a utility area. So divided and gave them all the water tanks and utility spaces, and the rest of the spaces, around 600 to 700 square feet of area, was neatly tiled and given for their child to do all his playing activities. So that's how we got. If I say from the carporch level, there was an intermediate level created also. Actually, if I say the house has the ground, then the intermediate level, then the slab of the house, that becomes a proper first floor. But we also have something like a mezzanine in between, and then the first floor, and then so 4 levels were created. When we say floor is only 3, but 4 levels we could create that. That's how we achieved that. And when it turned out to be a small cute space where they use that house in a way like all of them move around the house from the topmost floor to the ground floor regularly, and they find it as a very compact, cute living space. And after it came up, that's when my Coimbatore renovation work took a larger turn. Started getting other projects because of this one particular project, which took an entire turning point in Coimbatore. Kerala I was always doing, because problem is with renovation, there's no much of architects, no much of people, in fact, engineers or contractors who come with the idea of renovating the project, because they either come up with the idea of knocking down, and because renovation takes a lot of time and a lot of patience required in doing a renovation project. So what happens is, at the end of the renovation project, what the client wants always is a very new, flashy looking, nice, elegant looking houses. And some clients come with an idea, they still have some emotional connect to their old house because it would have been constructed by their father or grandfather or something. So they always want to have that connection still in their new house. But this one house didn't have any constraint like this, which I'm talking about, the first project which I did in Coimbatore. The only thing they wanted me to do is, they just wanted a brand new, totally different. Nobody ever believed that there was a house there. But we didn't knock it down. We only took up some walls, one slab, that's it. And finally what we got was a wonder. I started looking at it like one good piece of work, and I started seeing it in a way, how could I do that? That's what.